Welcome back, seekers of shadows and secrets. In today's journey, we unravel the haunting tale of Vampire's Veil, the Witch of Eternal Dusk, a dark legend where forbidden magic meets immortal hunger. Prepare to step into a world suspended between sunset and nightfall, where a mysterious witch commands powers drawn from the fading light, and a vampire bound by an ancient curse walks the line between salvation and damnation. If you're ready for chilling lore, mystical drama, and a story steeped in dusk-born enchantments, then stay with me, because this is a tale you won't forget. Vampire's Veil, the Witch of Eternal Dusk. Vampire's Veil, the Witch of Eternal Dusk is a dark fantasy tale that blends occult mythology, forbidden magic, and the haunting allure of the Twilight Realm. It explores the fragile balance between night and day, life and death, and the shadowy spaces where witches and vampires coexist. At its core, the story centers on a single witch, Seraphine Veiler, known as the Witch of Eternal Dusk, and the mysterious veil she commands, a metaphysical barrier between the mortal world and the realm of cursed immortality. This narrative unfolds across Gothic landscapes, cursed kingdoms, and spectral dimensions, weaving themes of sacrifice, destiny, and the intoxicating allure of forbidden power. Below is a complete Write and Explain version that covers the plot, characters, world building, symbolism, and the deeper meaning behind the tale. 1. Introduction to the mythos. The legend of Vampire's Veil begins long before Seraphine is born. It roots itself in an ancient curse cast during the Twilight Wars, a time when witches and vampires fought for dominion over the boundary between light and shadow. The war ended when an unnamed witch sealed a vampiric legion behind a shimmering barrier of dusk, trapping them between realms. This barrier, later known as the Veil, did not merely imprison, it twisted, preserved, and altered those trapped within. The vampires became specters of hunger and mist, unable to die, unable to feed, and unable to escape. Every century, the veil weakens, and each time, a witch is chosen to restore its power. Seraphine Veiler becomes this century's chosen sentinel, though she was never meant to be. 2. Seraphine Veiler, the Witch of Eternal Dusk. Seraphine is a witch born under an eclipse, marked by a crescent-shaped shadow on her wrist. From childhood, she has a strange relationship with twilight. Sunsets last longer around her, shadows cling to her, and candle flames dim when she enters a room. Though feared by her village, she is recruited by a secret order of witches known as the Dusk-born Circle, who protect the world from vampiric resurgence. Unlike other witches, Seraphine does not merely manipulate magic. She feels the veil. She hears whispers in the fading light, senses movements behind the boundary, and sometimes dreams of a pale figure watching her from the other side. That figure becomes central to her destiny. 3. The Vampire Prince in the Veil. Behind the barrier dwells Lucien Dragaris, the exiled vampire prince who was once heir to the Crimson Throne. Cursed during the Twilight Wars, Lucien has spent centuries suspended in a half-existence within the veil. He is neither living nor dead, his hunger infinite, his body intangible, and his mind trapped between sanity and shadow. Yet he retains a fragment of his former self: intelligence, control, and a dangerous charisma. He watches Seraphine through the veil as she grows in power, aware that she is the witch destined to strengthen the barrier that holds him captive. But unlike the witches before her, Seraphine does not fear the veil. She listens to it. She can sense Lucien's presence, feel his longing, and hear his whispers. This connection becomes the foundation of an unlikely bond. 4. The Summoning of Eternal Dusk. As the veil weakens, the world begins to show signs of imbalance. Shadows stretching unnaturally, nocturnal creatures roaming in daylight, and strange crimson storms gathering on the horizon. Understanding that she must perform the Eternal Dusk rite to strengthen the barrier, Seraphine travels to the ruins of Valgar, the original battleground of the Twilight Wars. There, she discovers ancient inscriptions that reveal the truth, the original which did not simply trap the vampires. She sacrificed her life to merge her soul with the veil itself. The barrier is not a spell. It is a living consciousness born from a witch's sacrifice. Seraphine realizes restoring the veil may require the same price. 5. The meeting beyond the border. When Seraphine reaches the heart of the veil, she attempts to reinforce it using the Duskborn Circle's teachings. However, her attempt fails, and she is unexpectedly pulled halfway into the realm of shadows, where she meets Lucian face to face for the first time. Lucian appears as a haunting blend of beauty and horror, half corporeal, pale as winter moonlight, with eyes glowing like dying embers. He is surprised to see that Seraphine is not terrified but curious. Their encounter begins with tension, but soon transforms as Lucian reveals truths hidden from her. He tells her that the veil is decaying from within. The trapped vampires have been tearing at its edges for centuries, and the original witch's consciousness, now part of the veil, is fading. Unless a new soul merges with it, the barrier will shatter, unleashing an immortal army onto the mortal world. Seraphine realizes her destiny is not simply to strengthen the veil, it is to become it. But Lucian presents her another truth. If she merges with the veil, he will remain trapped forever. If she lets it break, he and his kin will be freed. Her choice is not only between duty and survival. 6. The Forbidden Bond. As Seraphine spends more time near the veil, her bond with Lucian deepens. He becomes her guide, her protector, and the only one who truly understands the shadows that shape her. Their connection evolves into a dangerous affection, one that defies the ancient laws of both witches and vampires. This relationship introduces the story's central theme. Light and dark are not opposites, they are halves seeking completion. Lucian sees in Seraphine the gentleness and humanity he lost long ago, while Seraphine sees in Lucian the strength, depth, and understanding she never found in her own world. Together, they represent Dusk, the merging of day and night. But destiny demands separation. 7. The Duskborn Betrayal. The Duskborn Circle learns of Seraphine's connection with Lucian and fears she has been corrupted. They believe she will choose love over the world's safety. Determined to prevent this, they launch a ritual to forcibly bind Seraphine to the veil, against her will. This betrayal shatters Seraphine's trust and awakens the dormant power within her. The shadows rise around her, protecting her from the witches who raised her. In the chaos, Lucian reaches through the weakening veil and pulls her partially into his realm to save her from enslavement. Now trapped between worlds with Lucian, Seraphine must make her final choice. 8. The Choice Between Worlds. Inside the veil, Seraphine witnesses the tortured existence of the imprisoned vampires. Not monsters, just lost souls frozen in eternal hunger. The original curse was never justice, it was cruelty. Lucian offers her a third option. Destroy the veil entirely, but seal the vampires' powers temporarily, allowing them to re-enter the world not as predators, but as beings capable of coexistence. This solution risks everything. It may fail. It may unleash catastrophe. But it might bring balance where the old world only offered imprisonment. Seraphine decides she will not sacrifice herself nor doom an entire race to eternal torment. She chooses transformation over destruction. She chooses dusk over day or night. 9. Breaking and reforging the veil. Seraphine channels the full extent of her Duskborn magic, drawing energy from both the mortal and shadow realms. Lucian stands by her, lending his strength. As she tears the veil open, a storm of spectral power engulfs the world. Vampires begin to regain form, and the Duskborn witches attempt to stop the ritual. But Seraphine transforms the dying consciousness of the veil into a new entity. Neither prison nor weapon, but a bridge. The new veil becomes a twilight gate, allowing passage between the realms under strict spiritual equilibrium. The vampires are freed from the curse of endless hunger. The witches lose their monopoly over the boundaries of magic. And Seraphine ascends as the gate's guardian, not imprisoned, but empowered. 10. Lucian and Seraphine's fate. With the new gate formed, Lucian becomes mortal enough to walk among humans, though he retains traces of his vampiric essence. Seraphine's transformation leaves her no longer fully human or witch. She becomes an eternal dusk sentinel, a living embodiment of twilight. Lucian chooses to stay by her side, forging a future neither bound by curses nor dominated by ancient wars. Their bond becomes a symbol of reconciliation between two species that have warred for centuries. 11. Themes and symbolism explained. Dusk as duality. Dusk symbolizes transition, balance, and the merging of opposites. Seraphine and Lucian represent this unity, which in vampire, light and shadow. B. The veil as trauma and legacy. The veil represents ancient wounds passed down through generations, and the burden placed on descendants to uphold destructive traditions. Seraphine breaks this cycle. C. Sacrifice versus transformation. Traditional stories demand self-sacrifice to maintain order. This narrative challenges that idea, suggesting that true change comes from rewriting rules, not dying for them. D. Love as revolution. Seraphine and Lucian's connection is not romantic fluff. It fuels the courage to challenge oppressive systems. 12. Vampire's Veil. The Witch of Eternal Dusk is a tale of crossroads, where destiny meets defiance, where old magic confronts new possibility, and where two souls from opposite sides of a cursed barrier find unity in twilight. It delivers not only gothic atmosphere and supernatural tension, but also a message of rebirth, balance, and courage in rewriting fate. Seraphine's transformation into the Eternal Dusk Sentinel and Lucian's release from centuries of torment mark the dawn of a new age, one shaped not by fear or force, but by harmony between worlds. Thank you for venturing into the twilight with me as we uncovered the mysteries of Vampire's Veil, the Witch of Eternal Dusk. If this journey through cursed immortality and dusk-woven magic captured your imagination, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss another tale from the shadows. Share your theories, favorite moments, or questions in the comments. I'd love to hear what intrigued you most. Until our next descent into the unknown, keep your candles lit, your ward strong, and your curiosity alive. The night is vast, and its secrets are endless.